Hey guys, Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Your time's important to me as always. And what we're going to do in today's time is we're going to start a new series here on Blue Line Fishing. It's going to be called Wednesday Reviews. Going to do it on the first and the third Wednesday of every month. We're going to do all kinds of reviews. It could be tackle, whether it be lures, terminal tackle, rods, reels, storage gear, you name it. If there's stuff that you guys want to see, please put it down in the description, and I promise you I will look at trying to get those done for you guys. The review videos we've done here on the past on the channel have been pretty darn popular, so I want to try and expand on that, especially in the coming year in 2023 here. So we're going to start this one off by looking at fishing gloves. Sun gloves, fishing gloves, they're really popular right now. I've been using them for about 6 years, ever since I had my bout with skin cancer. So I've got some use on about a half a dozen different brands here that I'll show you, and we're going to check those out. Stick around. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's jump into this. And right out of the gate, I'll give you 3 reasons why I think you should wear fishing gloves or sun gloves. First and foremost, it's protection from the sun. I mean, it's going to keep the back of your hands from being sunburned. It's hard when you're out there all day to keep reapplying sunscreen. And if you do, it has a tendency to get on the reels that you're using, the baits that you're using. That's never a good thing with the scent it has on there. So it's going to give you that sun protection. I would look for gloves that are at least a UPF of 30 or above, preferably 50. That's what these are. These are a UPF or ultraviolet protection factor of 50. And that's the type of gloves I would look for. 30 or above, but 50 is even better. Second reason I think you should wear fishing gloves is it's definitely going to help keep from getting those line cuts. It's going to protect your hands. Maybe getting finned by a smaller fish, like a crappie or bluegill if you're freshwater fish, or even if you're saltwater fishing, and you're handling those bait fish that have those small fins. It can help you with that as well. So hand protection is going to be the second reason. The third reason I think you should be wearing them, it's going to give you a little bit better grip, especially if you're wearing some like these that have kind of that neoprene on there, and it's got that rubberized grip. And I'll show you some others that do have some grip. Some don't, but that never hurts when you're out there to have a better grip on that. Also, I'm going to try and go over on each of these gloves what I think is kind of the best thing about them and the worst thing about them. But one of the other things I'm looking forward to in a glove is the drying time on that glove. Okay, first gloves up are these Palmas that I'm wearing, had on at the beginning of the video here. I've had these gloves probably 5 years, and these are gloves, and you know, the gloves are not created equal as far as the cut on them goes, and I'm going to go over some of that with you too. But one thing I look for, I like a glove that goes all the way down, connects into my long sleeve shirt that I'm always out there wearing when I'm fishing, whether it be warm or cold weather. And these are not cold weather gloves. These are just sun protection gloves and protective gloves. They're not going to protect you if it's out there, or when you're out there and it's, you know, freezing. Like we fish some cold water tournaments. It's not going to do that for you. You're going to need a thicker glove for that. Anyway, these gloves here though, you can see they have, and I'll kind of get a better view there. They have this neoprene reinforced palm and side palm here, and up there the thumb, and it's got kind of a gel-like material that gives you a little bit extra grip. I like that. It's got the finger pulls at the top part. You can see at the very top right here, the finger pulls to help when they're really wet to pull them off. And these are full-length gloves. What I mean by that is obviously the fingertips are missing, but they go past, or to, I should say, the second knuckle here. These gloves have held up pretty well. I mean, you can see here, there's a tear, not a tear, but with a seam separated there, and right against the end on this one where it's separated up here. I don't think that's too bad for a set of gloves that cost just under $20 for 5 years of use. That's how long I've got out of these gloves. But those are the Palmas gloves. All right, guys, second pair of gloves here. These are made by Palm Free Somewhere, and the reason being because the palms are wide open. I think these gloves were originally developed to be worn like for playing golf, things like that, holding on to a racket where you've got your palm exposed. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like to really wear gloves and you want kind of that minimalist approach, these are great. I've had these, gosh, for probably at least the better part of 6 years since I started wearing them. And I really like them because they fold up so small that you can just take them and put them in your pocket. You've got them wherever you go. But these are the Palm Frees, and I really haven't had any problems with the seams or stitching separating or anything like that. It's got a longer cuff on it. I like that'll tie right into the long sleeve shirts that I always wear when I'm out there. But these are the palm-free gloves. Next up, guys, is Tail and Toad. This company right here has designed a little bit different style of glove. What's different about it, obviously, it's fingerless, and it's more like a sock tube right here. It's a really simple design on it, and you just fit your thumb in that thumb hole right there. Comes up, and it's got the long cuffs that personally I like. I mean, a lot of guys like the stubby gloves that come to just the bottom of the wrist. Like I say, I like these to connect into my long sleeve shirt. But if you like a stubby, these may not be your style. You may want to look for a little bit different style. But these Tail and Toads I've had for the better part of probably 4 years or so. They've held up pretty decent, except for, I'll try and get in here. I'll take this one off and show you. There's a thumb hole slit right here, but there's been separation of the seam right here. And this other glove is no different. Kind of turn around right here, and you can see the seam is separating there. Once again, though, 4 years of use on these, and man, I wear gloves every single time I'm out, unless I forget and leave them in the truck. But other than that, I always try and keep a spare pair in the boat or in my backpack if I'm walking the bank or surf fishing or something like that. But those are the Tail and Toads, and I think these Tail and Toads, if I'm not mistaken, they're around about $20 or so. Next up, guys, is Columbia PFG, or Performance Fishing Gear. I've got one of each style on there because I've obviously got a couple different styles of these Columbias. First, we'll go over this one here, and you can see kind of an up close. It's got that kind of like a rubberized material that's over the palm that gives you extra grip. I can say these do a really good job of doing that. It also has the full-length cuff on it, and it's got the pull on it, so you can pull them on nice and tight, and it makes them a little easier to pull off as well. And then you have this other style that has kind of this suede-like palm on it right here. I really, really like these as far as the suede palm. When I first started wearing them, I didn't, because I got a couple pair of cheap gloves. This suede, after it got wet multiple times, it would end up getting pretty fragile and it would rip. Haven't had that issue in the past couple of years with the, I don't know if there's a new manufacturing process or what, but they hold up a lot better. These Columbias right here are good, and you can see that they go past right to, that first knuckle on the first couple of fingers, then in between on the second. These are a shorter glove that just stop below the second knuckle on each side. I like these a little bit better. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description for all these gloves in here so you guys can find them and check them out for yourself. But these gloves here, these gray ones, the gray PFGs here, they run about $35 or so. The blue ones here with a little bit different design on the palm, they run about $25 or so. Next up, guys, Mag Reel. Another one that is found on Amazon. Thought I'd try them out. And these actually are one of my favorite gloves because they fit really, really nice. Full-length cuffs. They got a little bit longer finger extension on the middle fingers here. They've got the suede palms that's held up over time, because I've had these probably at every bit of, I'm going to say 6 years on these. And these run about $15 on Amazon. But these have been, especially for a cheaper glove, man, they've been a fantastic glove. And I'll give you kind of up-close view as far as, I've wore the crap out of these gloves. And there's no tears or holes or anything like that. They do have the little slot right here where it makes it easier to pull them off when they're wet. So I like that too. And it's got also the cuff pull down there to get it on, nice and tight. But I really, really like these Mag Reels. And like I say, about 15 bucks on Amazon. And the last pair of gloves we'll go over here, guys, Glacier gloves. It's the Glacier glove brand. You'll see this one out there quite a bit. And I'll give you a little close-up of those as well. You'll see them all over the place. I actually have a couple pair of these. These are one of my favorite gloves too, for two reasons. Number one, when you've got them on, it does not feel like you're wearing a glove. You can start fishing and you will just absolutely forget that you have these on your hands. Number two is the drying time on these. These things dry so incredibly fast, which is really, really nice, especially if it's a little cooler out early in the spring, late in the fall. You got that cooler weather, cooler water, and you want your hands to dry pretty quick because they're cold. These things do an awesome job. Now, I will say, being that neoprene spandex-like material, the second pair here I'll show you, they've started to, these haven't because these are the newer pair, but I'll show you these other pair and kind of how they started to split a little bit. But I think that's to be expected after about 5 years of use on a pair of gloves. So guys, this is the other pair of Glacier gloves. Just wanted to show you how it's got some it's split here at on the index finger and down here on the pinky. But here's the thing, guys. I've worn these for like 6 years, and I wear these all the time, probably more than any of my other gloves. And two things I love about these gloves, like I said, is how light they are, how fast they dry, but really the durability. I know it doesn't look like it here, but you got to understand, I've got hundreds and hundreds of fish on these, and you can see right through here the fraying and the fraying on the thumb, but I can't believe like these held up for as long as they did. I went and got this second pair, or ordered the second pair just because the others did such a great job. But these Glacier gloves run about $22. Sometimes you can find them for as cheap as $15 on Amazon or other places on the internet. I would definitely snatch up a pair of these too. So if you're going to ask me, hey, out of all those gloves, which ones do you like the best? I mean, if you want a pair of super lightweight, super fast drying gloves, these Glacier gloves here are awesome. As far as kind of general purpose, these mag reels, I absolutely love. Had them for quite a while, number of years, and they have held the test of time, especially for a cheap pair of gloves. And as far as the Columbia gloves, and I've wore a number of different Columbia gloves because we have a place in their home here. It's a Columbia distributor. We can get stuff fairly cheap compared to what Columbia usually wants for their price on any of their clothing. And I like these blue ones with the suede palms the best. Wore these all over the place too, and they've held up really, really well. I've worn a lot of other gloves over the years, and you know, they're not on here. I didn't review them or show them to you because honestly, they're not worth the crap. They suck. So you know, they've either come apart on me, they've torn on me. They just did not hold up and do what I needed them to do when I needed them to do it. So that's why I brought all these up. These gloves I've shown you here, I really like all these, and you know, they're ones that I still wear all the time. Guys, if you're looking at buying some fishing gloves, I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget, new series starting up here. Wednesday reviews, the first and third Wednesday of every month, we're going to do new tackle reviews. And it may be rods, it may be reels, just fishing gear in general. And if there's things you guys want to see, please put them down in the comments. I'll try and get to those as well. Once again, I'll put a product link for all the stuff that I showed you in today's video as far as the gloves. You can get on there and check them out and see what you think for yourself too. Got any questions? Once again, put them down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And remember, until that next video, get out there and fish.